Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Officer Uzziel with another class for you. This class is going to be entitled, Are Your Thoughts Eating You or Feeding You? All right, let's start with Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
So the scripture says, for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what are your thoughts of today? Like, how do you view yourself? As you go to work, do you see yourself just as an employee, or do you see yourself being the owner of a company one day? You know, what are the thoughts that constantly go in your mind that dictate how you move as a woman or how you move as a man, right? So real quick, give me the definition of affirmation, because a lot of us don't realize that the things that we hear, the things that we say, all those things are starting to program our body to respond a certain way as we're out and about. All right, so read that for me.
Affirmation, the action or process of affirming something or being affirmed.
So the action of the process of affirming something or being affirmed. So what if I told you that you were a dog, you know, and I affirmed it over years and years of telling you these negative things? You a dog, you ain't nothing, you'll never amount to nothing. You can never be a doctor, you can never be a lawyer, you can never be married, you would never have a good husband, you'll never have a good wife. All of those things are negatively driven, right? You know, but the flip side of that, what if it was positive things saying like, you'll make a great mother, you'll make a great father, you'll be great at what you do. But given the premise of saying, you know, most of our people think negatively, right? So we're functioning on a trained mindset or a pet state of mind. So taking it back to the part where I said being a dog, what's the first thing you got to do? If you wanted a pet, the first thing you got to do is what? You got to find out where to get the dog, right? Then you go buy the dog. And then you have to take it to a new environment and train the dog. Starting to sound familiar? Which is the same thing that our oppressors did to us. They had to find them, go over there, get us, bought them, then sold them, then trained us on how to be, right? They affirmed how we were supposed to act while in their care, right? So another reason we use the term dog, because get Exodus 11 and 7. Because in the Bible, it describes the nations for who they are, and then it describes us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, of who we are, right? Read that.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
So we know that dogs bark. They go, hoo, hoo. Nobody understands a dog, right? So it's clearly not talking about a physical dog. It says not a dog move their tongue. Read.
Against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So in this verse, he's talking about two different nations. He said Egyptian and Israel. So he's calling the Egyptians dogs at this point, right? So real quick, get Revelations 22 and verse 14 and 15. This is further proof that the other nations are dogs. Has nothing to do with them being gods on earth, because they ain't. We the only gods on earth that can be produced. Read that.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life.
So the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites, according to the Bible, it says, blessed is they that do his commandments, because we have the right to the tree of life. Read on.
And may enter in through the gates in the city.
The 12 gates made for the 12 tribes. Read on.
For without are dogs.
For what?
For without are dogs.
So everybody outside of them gates are dogs, right? So that's another example showing that everybody outside of that is dogs. So when you're not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, you are acting as a dog. You have allowed a dog, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You have allowed him to train you like him to be a dog. So it's important that the affirmations that you receive come from the Bible. They don't come from man. because the ones that come from man were implemented by a dog, right? Get Genesis 1:26, because God only left positive affirmations for his children, just like we should give positive affirmations daily to our children, right? Read that.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air.
All right, so he said, let us make man in our image. An image just not just face, right? You ever heard the expression of, man, you just like your daddy? Everything about you, not just your look, but your actions, everything, say you're just like your daddy. That's the image that he's talking about. So read that from the top again.
And God said, let us make man in our image, and after our likeness.
This is after our likeness. Everything that we like to do, we're going to make sure that this man does the same thing. Read on.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle,
read on,
and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So he says, give them dominion over everything. Ain't nothing negative about that. It didn't say, give it to him and let's see if he feels he's worth it. He said, give it to him because he is worth it. He is the one that I've trusted in to handle these things. Give me 2 Esdras chapter 3 and verse 5. Because being in the image of God is not just looking like him. We say that a lot when we're on the streets, right? Because the first man was a black man. God is a black man. Christ is a black man. But now that we're past the image, now we have to exude the characteristics of our Father, which he created us in, right? Read that.
It's the book of 2 Esdras chapter 3 and verse 5. And gave us a body unto Adam without soul.
So he had a body first without the soul, right? Read.
Which was the workmanship of thine hands.
Workmanship of God. Read on.
And didst breathe into him the breath of life.
It says he breathed into him the breath of life. Did he say negativity? He breathed him in what?
And breathed into him the breath of life.
Read on.
And he was made a living before thee.
So he was made living before thee because he breathed into him positive affirmations, the breath of life, the law, statutes, and commandments of God. Read on.
And thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted before ever the earth came forward.
So at this point, everything that's the highest state of being was normal for us. Because when something's normal for you, you can't really compare to what's bad, good and bad, because everything's normal because we were over everything. We had the right to everything, right? Read on.
And unto him thou gavest commandments to love it thy way.
He said gave him commandments to love it thy way. Now that he given us the things to rule, now he gave us instructions on how to do it. Read on.
Which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointest death in him and his generation.
Because we thought we had the better way. We thought we would listen to our wife and had a better way of doing things than what God said. And so now death was appointed to us. The negativity now set in because you thought you were better than what God said you were, right? We went outside of the positive direction that the Most High God gave us. Now jump back to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Because we forgot how special we were to God because everything was normal. We got used to it, right? Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So if you're always surrounded by negativity and you hear this, for thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God, it almost falls on deaf ears because you don't even know how to compare it no more. Because we started in a normal state of understanding we were over everything and we were separate from everything else on earth. But now being trained by a dog and trying to come back as the men of God and run our households. Read that again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It's hard to understand that we are holy unto the Lord thy God living in such a negative state of mind. Read on.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee
Uh-huh.
to be a special people unto himself.
So you used to hear that growing up to your mom, that boy, you special. Ain't nobody like you. You unique, all that. But we never knew the gravity of what they were actually saying. We took it to the point now that where we thought we were individuals. So when we got older, it was hard for us to be on teams, right? So if you weren't into sports, you always thought you were special, you were different, you unique, you better than the next man. Instead of realizing that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are one nation. And we got to move as such and think as such as well, right? Read on.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people
So
unto himself.
it says a special people, not a special person. It says a special people unto himself. Read on.
Above all people
Uh-huh.
that are upon the face of the earth.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You telling me I'm supposed to be above the dogs that trained me to be a dog? It says above all people. How am I going to do that? I only know how to operate in the system that has trained me from birth. So you saying when I come to read this book, read that from the top again, I'll read what?
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Uh-huh.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people to himself.
Uh-huh.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So I got to figure out now, how the heck am I supposed to be above all people that are upon the face of the earth? I got to go back to the beginning where he said he was made, we were made in his image, and what that actually truly means. I got to go back to see when he says give us dominion over everything. What does that actually mean? So now I can understand the glory that lies within me, so that when I'm moving in this world, I understand to hold my head up, that all the positive affirmations are in the Bible, that we shouldn't be listening to the people that's around us that treats us like dogs, because your name, your people, our people has power, right? Go to Genesis 32:28. Book of Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28. Because from the beginning, we always been a strong people, righteous people, as the scripture says, a holy people, separate from everybody else, special. And here's one of the special acts that happened to determine or to distinguish our name from other folks. Read that.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
So it says our name will no more be called Jacob. Our forefather Jacob's name was turned to Israel. Read on.
For as a prince hast thou power with God.
It says, as a prince hast thou power with God. And what?
And with men.
And with man. No other nation has that power. No other nation has that name. It says a prince has a power with God and with man. Read on.
And has prevailed.
And it says you're going to prevail. That's all positive. That's all positive affirmations. There's nothing negative in that. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. You should live up to that every single day. Read the scriptures, get it into your system, get it into your spirit to start believe that you are greater than these dogs that walks amongst us. All right. Give me the definition of positive thoughts build ideas. That first photo. I'm going to read a few of those real quick. Positive thoughts build. Yep. Can you read that from the top? Positive emotions.
Positive emotions broaden perspective, while negative emotions tend to narrow our focus and push us toward immediate instinctive action.
Oh, so real quick, positive emotions broadens our perspective. It helps us see clearly, right? And it says negative emotions tend to narrow our focus, pushing us to immediate distinctive action. Because when you talk negatively towards yourself, it automatically pushes your body in a position to where it wants to get away from the negativity, not towards it, right? Read on.
Positive emotions like joy broaden our perspective, allowing us to see more options and consider different approaches. This broader view is crucial for creative problem solving and generating innovative ideas.
So creative problem solving, right? That can go into Matthew 18. even though you might have a situation with your brother or your sister that you were offended in, thinking positively about the outcome helps you be open-minded when you do approach that brother or sister, because they might not have meant it the way that they said it. Maybe you just received it wrong based on how you grew up, you know. So, but being negatively driven is going to put you in a way to where you close your ears to even hearing what the other person has to say, right? So, read the enhanced creativity.
Enhance creativity. Studies indicate that positive thinking increases creativity and the ability to find more inventive solutions to challenges.
Read the next one too.
Improved problem solving. Positive individuals are better equipped to explore various possibilities, making them more effective problem solvers.
So meaning that your mind is open to different ideas and different ways to solve issues that happen either in the body, to solve issues that happen in the school, and saying, well, we don't have enough men to do the fundraiser today. Okay, how can we still accomplish what we're trying to do today with fewer men? Instead of saying, well, if we don't have enough men, then I guess that means we can't go out. You know, I know the body needs money, but the body didn't show up, so I guess they don't want to build money. No, the positive person says, okay, what do we need to do? How many men do we normally need to go out? Okay, find the minimum amount of men and still go out and get the work done. Being positive about the things to come, being positive helps you understand how to be creative in your thinking and to solve different problems faster, right? The more you practice it, the better you get at it, right? All right, give me the negative thoughts. Tear down the body. Read chronic stress.
Chronic stress. Negative thoughts can trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisone and adrenaline, putting your body in a constant state of fight or flight. Prolonged exposure to these hormones can have various negative effects.
So the biggest part of that is it says putting the body in a constant state of fight or flight. So if you're negative during the morning time, I got to go to work again, man. I can't stand going to this place, man. I got to listen to Jerome talk again about sports and all the crap he got going on. Like being in that negative state of mind, right? It just tumbles for the rest of the day. So now when you get home, hoping to get, peace in the house, your negative thoughts don't even allow you to hear that your ribs saying, "Shalom, my Lord, how you doing?" Or what can I do for you? You can't even hear it because you're so pissed off about the negative mindset that you've had all day, and nobody did anything to you, but in your mind, you've just been negative all day. You didn't even give yourself an opportunity to enjoy the positive things that was happening around you, right? Read on.
Weakened immune system. Chronic stress stemming from negative thinking can suppress the immune system, making you more susceptible to infectious and slowing down your ability to recover from illness.
Yeah, so if you wonder why you always got headaches, you're always getting sick, being in a negative state of mind will prolong those sicknesses. This is a what is that? What they call scientific or doctor fact that stuff has a way of keeping you in those states of being. So give me Proverbs 18 and 21. Look at Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21, because words are very, very powerful. Just changing your state of being, your state of mind will change your mental state, the healthy state of your body, all that stuff, right? Read.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21. Death and life
What?
Death and life,
read on,
are in the power of the tongue.
Everything's in the power of the tongue. He said death and life is in the power of the tongue. You're overweight, say, man, I love going to the gym. Man, I can't wait to go back to the gym. You might hate it in your mind. That might have been a negative thought your entire life. But the more you say the positive parts about going to it, even just saying it initially will put a positive state of mind saying, oh, wait, do I? No, that's wrong. I never like going to the gym. Your negative thoughts automatically combat it, right? That's why you got to constantly say it, because you've never been in the positive state of mind. It says, read that again from the top.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
It says, they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So like your what if guy, every time you have a positive thought, guys say, well, what if you don't make it? Well, what if you fail? What are you going to do? Like, you need to get away from that guy, because it doesn't make sense for somebody that says that what if situation all the time. They've already accepted the negative part, so they don't even move towards it. So the response should be, well, what if I do make it? Or after I do it, what am I going to do? After I achieve this, what's the next step? Those are positive thoughts. The what if just puts a negative state of mind into your body to where you don't even want to try it, because you're afraid of the what if happening. It hadn't even happened yet. It's not even real. But the what if got you so nervous, it took you off your positive affirmation state of mind to even achieve those things, right? So give me Sirach chapter 14 and verse 5. Sirach 14 and verse 5 to the what if guy, right? Read that when you get
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 5. He that is evil to himself.
He is what?
He that is evil to himself. To whom will he be good?
So if a person is always negative state of mind, who they gonna be positive to? What is his wife like? What is his kids gonna be like? What are the grandkids gonna be like? Heck, would he even get those things? He's so negative. Oh, what if she cheats on me? That's why I haven't married her. You know, stuff like that. That's crazy. The what if will just destroy you, right? Read on.
He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Read.
He shall not take pleasure in his goods.
He'll never take pleasure in them, because he'll never be able to see the positive. He's always finding something negative, that the kids are doing something negative, that the wife is doing, never giving praise, so he can never receive it, right? Read on.
There is none worse than he that envieth himself.
None worse than a man that hate himself. Read on.
And this is a recompense of his wickedness.
It's a recompense of his wickedness. Now, give me James chapter 3. James chapter 3 and verse 3. So it's important that you understand that you have to develop a positive state of mind, whether it's getting around more positive people, or, I mean, today's world, you can just go to YouTube and just type in motivational videos. And it's a ton of videos that you can look at. Les Brown, Eric Thomas. Here's one, Bishop Nathaniel, right? Bishop Yawasop, Bishop Kanai, all the deacons. I mean, you got plenty of avenues to go to get positive affirmations built into your body, right? Or built into your system. Read that. Book of James chapter 3 and verse 3.
This is the book of James chapter 3 and verse 3. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth.
All right, real quick, give me that picture of the horse. It says that we put bits in the horse's mouth. Why do we do that? You put that in there so that you can control the horse. Just like our oppressors sat on our backs, beat our backs, and put that bit actually in our nose in the Syrian captivity. But spiritually put the bits in our mouth. Read on.
Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, that they may obey us.
That they obey, right? That small piece controls this huge animal to go left, right, back, forth, wherever we desire it to go, right? Read on.
And we turn about their whole body.
They turn the entire body. Read on.
Behold, also the ships.
Give me the ships. Give me the ship up there. Read on.
Which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm.
They turn with this small helm. Really small helm controls this huge ship of hundreds of people that are on the ship, right? A small piece of wood compared to the rest of the ship, right? Read on.
Whithersoever the governor listed. Even so the tongue is a little member.
Even so the tongue is a what?
Even though the tongue is a little member
So the tongue is within your mouth. It's a little member. Read on.
and boasted great things.
But boast great things, positive or negative. Death and life. Those are great things. Because you're going to eat the fruit thereof, as it says in Proverbs. Either you're going to eat the negative and kill and destroy the body, or you're going to eat the positive towards living a long-lasting life and getting the kingdom. Read on.
Behold, how a great matter a little fire kindled.
How a great matter, something that's so powerful, can destroy kingdoms, can destroy nations. Right? Read. Play that first video.
Paradoxical your world feels. Learning something new makes you feel dumb before it makes you wise. Working out makes you feel weak before it makes you strong. Facing your fears makes you feel terrified before it makes you brave. In order to heal, you have to suffer. And in order to have peace, you need chaos. Because life disguises growth as failure and progress as pain. But if it feels hard, it probably matters. Because becoming is messy. It breaks who you were to make room for who you're meant to be. You don't build strength by feeling powerful. You build it by showing up when you feel powerless. So if you feel tired, uncertain, and behind, you might just be in the middle of becoming. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Right. So he was in that video. It's telling you the things that you're going to go through. You ain't supposed to use them things and stay in that negative state of mind. It's building you towards something positive. It's saying that you might not be at the end of it. It was stating that you're just becoming. Right. So don't stay in a negative state of mind, because if you do, you're just becoming more of the negativity. A positive state of mind will be, how do I use these things to propel myself forward into getting to where I want to be, right? So Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 26, real quick.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 26. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord.
So negativity, the thoughts of the wicked are an abomination up to the Lord, because you can have negative thoughts to the point where you get depressed and now you overeat, becoming obese, right? Or you can get thoughts of drinking to push away that pain, right? All these things go against the scriptures, abomination to the Most High God. Read that. Read on.
But the words of the pure
are
pleasant words.
Are pleasant words. Those that build you up, say, yes, you can do it. Man, you better than everybody saying that you are. Don't worry about what other people are thinking, right? Because there's not one opinion. And I love this quote. It says, there's not one opinion that has ever paid my bills. Not one, right? And there's another one that says, if you're not changing your situation, you're choosing it. So if you're not doing anything to push forward, you're actually choosing to stay in the negativity instead of moving towards the positive. All right, give me the positive versus negative thought definition. And then we're going to get an example. Get that example in Job. All right, read it when you got it.
The power of positive thinking. You hold an incredible power to truly change your life. Here is the process to think more positive and to be mindful in your approach. If you change the way you think, you will change the way you feel. If you change how you feel, you will change your behavior. If your behavior changes, so do your actions. If you change your actions, you change your outcome.
Man, that's powerful. So if you change the way you think, you change the way you feel. That's anytime, like if you've ever played sports and you came in and you were down right before a game, and you get in the huddle right before the game starts, and you got the captain pumping you up, man, changing the way you think will change the way you feel. Why do you think they do that? To get your mind in the right place of moving forward, a positive mindset. Every football team wants to win when they go out there. So you got to have a positive mindset, because if you're negative, you've already lost, right? And changing the way you think will change the way you feel. And changing the way you feel will change your behavior. Because maybe now you might have been pissed off all day, but now you can project that into the energy of taking over your enemy or tackling the other opponent, right? And changing the way you feel changes your behavior, and changing your behavior will change the outcome. So if all you received is negativity your entire life, if you just change the way you think, feel, it'll change your behavior and it'll change your outcome, guaranteed. Because the Most High God only gives us affirmations about ourselves. Get an example in Job. Job 2 and verse 9 and 10. So Job is a man that had everything. He was a perfect man with God, right? But he had a wife that just, she went all the way there. She went all the way there. She supported him. She was there for the good times. She enjoyed the things that Job had, and all that, right? So read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, do thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die.
Damn, she said curse God and die because all these things were happening to Job, right? Losing his family, losing his crops, all that stuff, right? And she said curse God and die. Now, is that very positive? Is that her having her Lord's back? No. She was set on negativity because negative things were happening around her, right? Let's see what Job said. Read on.
But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Say, woman, you crazy. Why am I subject myself just because of these bad things that are happening around me? Read on.
What shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil?
He said, what, you think God just going to bless us and then we never see anything bad? Like never? Like, come on, man. You got to be better than that. Read on.
And all this did not Job sin with his lips?
Because Job had a positive state of mind. He had a positive mindset and he trusted in God. He trusted that this ain't the end. He's saying that this is happening now, but this is not the end because I know I've done right to the Lord, right? So here's the flip side now, right? The negative part. This is something that most of us live through now. So play that video number 2.
Where you been? Coming back here this late?
Told you he had a show tonight. How'd it go?
He ain't gonna be shit neither.
He didn't say nothing.
You ain't gotta say that. You ain't gonna be shit, 'cause I ain't shit.
So you see it how the negativity was. He had reverence enough to stop and speak to his mother and his father. And he didn't even say anything, but his father knew that he was on the road to be famous. And he stood up and said, you ain't ish because I ain't ish, right? How many of us get that message when we grew up? It's saying, you stop trying to stand out. Stop trying to do this. You ain't all that, right? Say, boy, you need to get back in the house. Stop being a fool. Why would you think you can do that, right? Not understanding the son or the daughter is testing their limits to figure out what they can and can't do. Say, how can you be more positive in instructing the child not to destroy the spirit, but guide it the correct way? Those are the things that we have to be studied in the Bible so that we can give that to our children as they grow up, instead of always projecting a negative mind state, finding positive ways to correct the spirit and direct it in the right way instead of shutting it down, right? Read that in Ecclesiastes Sirach chapter 28, verse 17 and 18.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 28, verse 17. The stroke of the whip make it marks in the flesh.
So we've all seen slaves and having whips on their backs, whips on their chest. It rips the skin, right? Read.
But the stroke of the tongue.
But the what?
But the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
Because that goes to the soul. A lot of us take that thing to the soul, especially of who it comes from. If it's somebody that we reverence very well and we get that negativity coming from them, even though we don't want to accept it, we think it's right because it came from them, right? So it's important to understand that that small member controls great things, death and life. Read on.
Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many have fallen by the tongue.
Because falling by the edge of the sword is quick, it's fast. Stab, you're done, right? That's the only pain you're gonna feel for seconds. But the last part, read it again. But not so what?
But not so many have fallen, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue.
Because falling by the tongue take years of programming, years of negativity that makes you fall. That happens over and over and over again. The sword, you only gonna get it once and you dead. But unrighteous tongue that's training you, that's gonna last forever, right? So give me Jeremiah 17:5. So we have warnings in the Bible of what we're supposed to do, who we're supposed to listen to, and to make sure those affirmations are always driving us to get closer to God and not the rudiments of this world.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man and make it flesh his arm.
It says, cursed be the man that trusted in man. Trusting that man that you put so much trust into and confide it in, hoping that they lead you the right way, and then this day they just cut you down with the tongue. It said, cursed be the man that trusted in man. Read on.
And make it flesh his arm. And whose heart departed from the Lord.
Because you listening to him more than you listen to the Most High God, that you are a special people unto him. You were chosen by him. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're supposed to be above all people. Those are the things that we should keep in mind. Read on.
For he shall be like the heath in the desert.
The heath in the desert. Right on.
And shall not see when good cometh. But shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness.
So you're going to get the dry places in the wilderness, trusting in man, thinking that they are going to validate you. No, it's the Most High God that will give us all things, right? Read on.
And a salt land and not inhabited.
Salt land and not inhabited. But read this, 7.
Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord.
Say that again.
Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord.
So we're supposed to trust in the Lord. That's how we'll be blessed, right? Blessed, that sounds like a good thing. That sounds like a positive affirmation, right? Read on.
And whose hope the Lord is.
And whose hope the Lord is. Proverbs 3 and 5. Book of Proverbs chapter 3 and 5. Just a little bit more on that. Again, another positive affirmation in the Bible from the Lord. Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. And lean not unto thine own understanding.
So we're supposed to trust in the Lord with all our heart, all our mind, and lean not unto our own understanding, because our own understanding comes from dogs right now. Read on.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
All thy ways acknowledge the Lord.
And he shall direct thy path.
And he will direct your path. So in your prayers, you're thanking him for giving you a righteous state of mind. You're thanking him for the positive things. You're thanking him for the challenges that you received, because it showed you the things that you need to work on. And you become a better person. And so that you become the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, understanding that you were an Israelite according to the Bible. Right? So give me, because that's what we forgot. So give me video number 3 now. Video number 3.
Stop! Look down there.
That's not my father. It's just my reflection.
No. Look hard. You see, he lives in you. Simba.
Father?
Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son, and the one true king. Remember who you are.
No, please, don't leave me.
Remember.
Father,
Remember.
don't leave me.
All right, give me Psalms chapter 119 and verse 30, right? Because that's Lion King, if y'all didn't know. Everybody should know that's Lion King, man. It's one of my favorite movies when I grew up. 8 years old watching that, man. But you can see as he's approaching, his father is giving him words of affirmations about remember who you are. And he was just in awe of seeing his father, right? So read that real quick. Book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 130.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 130. The entrance of thy words giveth light.
It says, the entrance of thy words giveth life, right? The entrance of his father's words to him gave him life again. The life was gone. He thought he was good out here in the wilderness with a hog and I forgot what Pumbaa, Timon's, what is he, a rat? I don't know. Anyway, out there with a rat and a hog. None like his people. Just like the Israelites out here with dogs. Nothing like our people. We thought we were good. Then the Most High God calls us to this truth. Read that from the top again.
The entrance of thy words giveth light.
The entrance of the Bible started to give us life, right? Read on.
It giveth understanding unto the simple.
Gave understanding to our simple minds. Read on.
I opened my mouth.
I opened my mouth. Read on.
And panted.
Just like in Lion King, he was looking up, panted, right? Give me that definition. Panted. He was just waiting for it, right? Read that.
Panted, past tense. Breathe with short, quick breaths, typically from exertion or excitement.
He was excited. He was like, oh my God, where has it been? Just like when we heard the word of God for the first time, right? Pick back up at verse 131. Read that again from the top.
I opened my mouth and panted.
I panted in excitement. Read on.
For I longed for thy commandments.
He longed for the commandments. What do I go from here? Positive affirmations. Waiting for positive instruction. Not killing myself and letting my thoughts eat me with negative affirmations, right? So give me Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 21. Proverbs 10 and 21. Simba was ready, man. He was like, man, I'll do anything. Just stay, Father. Like we want Christ. Please come back, please. We hate this place, right? It's the same thing. We panting and waiting for the commandments to move forward. Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 21. The lips of the righteous.
The lips of who?
The lips of the righteous feed many.
The lips of the righteous are going to feed many because we're positive affirmations. So the people that reject it, negative people, they won't understand positivity. You ever talk to a pure negative person, it don't matter what you say to them. Say, yeah, if you do X, Y, and Z, you'll get A, B, C. And they're like, yeah, that'll never work for me. Like, what? What are you talking about? I gave you specific instructions on how to do it. You tell a negative person, hey, man, at the end of this road, 2 miles is $10 million. They're going to say, man, BS. Ain't no way I'm getting that. I ain't even going to waste my time with that. A positive person say, I don't know if it is, but I'm going to go anyway. It's good exercise. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not 10 million, I'm going to feel better after this, right? That's being positive, right? So read that again.
The lips of the righteous feed many, but the fools die for want of wisdom.
They're going to die in want of those positive affirmations. They're going to die in want of the wisdom that the Most High God gave the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Play video 4. So in video 4, before you play it, this is of a man and a child. The man is instructing his child. In this video, I want you to see this as Israel being crippled and the Most High God trying to lead them, right? Play that.
This ain't a cushion. This ain't gonna move. We gotta get up, step up, keep pushing.
Okay.
All right?
Get up, step up.
Keep pushing. Let's get it. Step. Don't be afraid to step. There you go. There you go. Just lift up. Push. Let's go. See, you trying to do it one side. It's that big one, so you got to lean far back. I don't know where you created that.
Okay.
I don't know where you created this. That's not how we got on it the first
Right.
time.
So pause that real quick. You see that? So that's a lot of Israelites today, the ones that are without. They standing there at the curb. The curb is the commandments of God. And God is looking like, man, I don't know where you created this half in, half out stuff. Like, man, go all in. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to help you get over the stumbling block. That's the curb, the hump, right? Keeping the Sabbath, doing everything holy, following the dietary law, getting the fringes on your shirts, right? Learning how to wear them out amongst the other nations, being able to wear it at work under your clothing. Very small things on how to keep the commandments of God. All right, play on.
We picked it up, both arms, and we push with both arms. Two arms are stronger than one.
Clear
You
instructions.
got to pick it up with both. Stop doing this twist. Keep your legs even. Push straight ahead. That's the only way we're going to have a chance. If we can't get it, we can't get it. But that's the only way we're going to have a chance. There you go. Lean back. Trust it. Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Push. Push. See? That's how it will work. Now you finish. Don't let it fall back. All the way up here. That's the only way. You cannot get it halfway. Stop lowering yourself. Push. Be straight. Swing your whole body. Get that right foot on here. Come on. Swing. Whole right side. Yes. Yes. Now push. Push. You all right?
Pause real quick.
Push with this.
So he's giving them clear instructions on how to get over the hump. And while he was doing it, he said he smashed his finger. And his dad was like, just keep going. Like some of us that come in here is like, yeah, I ain't been here in 3 months. You know, I've been trying to work some things out. Just trying to get myself right. It's like, hey, what are you talking about? That's how you get yours. Just keep going. Like, why are we pausing here? You're already in the motion. You almost there. You over the hump, right? Play on.
Get that left up here. Push off here. Push off here. Yeah. There you go. Just put it right here. Put it right here. Quick. Quick, 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 quick. Push. Push. Push right here. Get it up there. Get it up there. Get it up there. Push. Push. That's all right. That's a clever. Hey, that's gonna be one we gotta work on.
All right. So he said,
It's
quick, right? He said, quick, keeping the commandments. Haste to keep the commandments, right? Because he wasn't able to do it quickly, he fell backwards, right? Just like a lot of us coming into the truth. Because you don't make haste to keep the commandments, it's easy for the world and the negativity to pull you back out. No, it's a cult. No, y'all have no fun. Oh, no, you can't cook anything. What do you eat on the Sabbath? Small stuff. Like, I mean, cold sandwiches. You've had cold sandwiches before. Stop playing. You done had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Everybody know what peanut butter and jelly sandwich is. So even if you don't know right away, you know small things you can eat on the Sabbath so you don't have to cook. Everybody got leftovers. We always got leftovers. Eat the leftovers of the next day, man, right? So read that book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 71.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted.
So it said it's good that we've been afflicted, just like my young man, right? He's showing the affliction that our people have been in as symbolic, right? Read.
That I might learn thy statutes.
That I might learn how to get over the hump. Read on.
The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver.
Because I bet that young man ain't worried about getting paid right now. He just want to walk. That's how we got to be. You just want to walk in righteousness. It don't matter what type of money that you're making. It don't matter that you the best at what you do. What matters is being right with God, because the positive affirmations come from here. Everything else outside of that is of the dogs. So if you conducting yourself in the law, statutes, and commandments of God in righteousness, having a positive mindset, then you can lead our people back to Christ. because that is the commandment that we're supposed to do, right? Ephesians 4:22, almost done. Ephesians 4, chapter 22. Oh, I'm sorry. Psalms 139 and 23, because we have to get that. We have to get that. Psalms 139 and 23. So let's see, because once you start being that positive, right, and doing things correctly, what's going to happen? Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 23. Search me, O God, and know my heart.
So now you're asking God to search you so you understand how to get out of what the situations that you're in, right? Read on.
Try me and know my thoughts.
So this is positive affirmations. You're being positive about your situation. Try me and know my thoughts. Find out what I need to work on. Help me get through those situations. Read.
And see if there be any wicked way in me.
See if there's any wickedness left, because I want to get rid of it. Read on.
And lead me in the way of everlasting.
Lead me in every way in everlasting, meaning I trust in the Lord with all of my heart. And I don't want to lean on my understanding of my situation. I want to trust in you to guide me through it so I become a better mother, a better father, a better uncle, a better auntie, whatever it is, right? So get that in Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4, 22 and 23.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation.
So now we're putting off all of that negativity because we're in the Bible now. Read on.
The old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
Old man, which is corrupt. Read on.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Being renewed in the word of God. Read on.
And that ye put, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
And true holiness. So the new man, which is created in righteousness in the image of God, that one is the one that's created holiness. Jump down to 29.
Verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
So get rid of all that negativity out of your mouth, because there can't be a well of sweet and bitter in the mouth. All right, read on.
But that which is good to the use of edifying.
Be that which is good to the use of edifying your people. Read. Is there more on that?
That it may minister grace unto the hearers.
That it minister grace unto the hearers. Read on.
And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God.
Don't grieve the Holy Spirit of God by being negative to the ones that want to keep the commandments. Read on.
Whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption.
Because that's how we're going to get sealed in the day to come. Give me Proverbs 8 and 8. Proverbs chapter 8 verse 8, and then we'll get 2 Ezra 10 and 33.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness.
All the words of our mouth should be in righteousness, seasoned with salt, thus saith the Lord. Read that again from the top.
All the words of my mouth are in righteousness.
Read on.
There is nothing froward or perverse in them.
So you can even just read that in your prayer. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward preserved in them, meaning there's nothing, no negativity in it. I'm only about raising up my people, right? Not tearing them down. 2 Ezra 10 and 33. Book of 2 Ezra chapter 10 and verse 33.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 10 and verse 33. And he said unto me, stand up manfully, and I will advise thee.
So it says stand up manfully, because you're not going to always know what to do. But if you're willing just to have faith and stand up, God said, I will advise you. I will show you what you have to do next. Don't be negative thinking that it can't be you, right? Noah, he felt the same way. Moses felt the same way. Didn't think they could do it, but they did it. They stood up manfully, and the Most High God advised them, right? So on your journey, you should talk to yourself. It's okay to do that, right? So get that list real quick. Talk to yourself, man. It's good to say positive things to keep you in a positive state of mind, right?
Positive thoughts and affirmations. There is no one better than, there is no one better to be than myself. I get better every single day. My challenges help me grow. My mistakes help me learn and grow.
So these are some of the things you can tell to yourself when you wake up in the morning. You can tell to yourself when you're feeling that fear or the anxiety setting in of negativity, right? Read a few more.
Today is going to be a great day.
Mm-hmm.
I have courage and confidence.
Give me 10 and 11. I like those.
My mistakes help me learn and grow.
My mistakes help me learn and grow. That's what David was saying. Hey, I thank you for all the tribulation that I'm going through. Thank you so I can learn your statutes and commandments. Read number 11.
Today is going to be a great day.
That's the best one to wake up to. Say today is going to be a great day, because everybody wakes up at a time that they don't want to wake up to go to work because they don't want to go to work, right? So waking up and saying today is going to be a great day is good to jumpstart the body into a positive state of mind. So, give me Romans 8 and 18 and 19. Romans chapter 8, verse 18 and 19, because everybody is waiting for the men of God to stand up, to show them the way, because we are a reflection of that wisdom given by Christ to give to the world so that we can turn this world back right side up.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Read that again.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time.
So the suffering of this present time, having to work for another nation, read on,
are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
There ain't no comparison to what's going to happen when we on top, when we run it. You can't even imagine what that feels like, that you have to answer to nobody but God, right? Read on.
For the earnest expectation of the creature.
The earnest expectation, read on.
Waited for the manifestation of
begging for that thing. Read on. I'm sorry.
Waited for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Because when we come back, this is exactly what we're going to look like. Play that video.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word, His word.